Privacy Focus is supported by Clean Eats. Clean Eats, healthy fast food.
This is Privacy Focus on Joy News, and my name is Anna Maria Emisa. Last week, we did have a conversation about data protection, the importance, what data controllers are supposed to do, or their responsibilities under the law. This week, we are continuing that conversation to find out the benefit of data protection. What if a nation decided not to pass the data protection law at all? We have Madam Patricia Edusei, the Executive Director and Commissioner of the Data Protection Commission of Ghana, to help us answer these questions. Welcome.
Thank you.
So what if Ghana didn't pass the Data Protection Act?
Okay, so we talk about the world being a global village now. We are experiencing increasing interconnecting activities across the world. We are I've already in this forum spoken about the global village, the one World Wide Web, one Internet Web, and the world as one village. If the whole, and I used this analogy before, that you can see the world as a body. And if the whole body of the earth is doing something right and one area of the body refuses to do it, then very soon the bad thing in the area that is not doing is going to affect the whole world. So now, we can now look at the reasoning behind the international conventions that mandates other nations to do what the other nations are doing. Reason being that the data is very fluid. The more digitized information is being used, the more powerful data is becoming. Data is a very valuable commodity globally. It's a critical national asset now and a key infrastructure to be protected as part of a critical national infrastructure. So if a country is protecting itself, previous days gone, times gone past, it was a physical military security for nations where we protected ourselves with arms and bombs and other military ways of protecting nations. Now it is a cyber war. Everything is soft, it's online. So in gone by days when there used to be physical wars like the World War I, World War II, nowadays there's nothing like that. There's actually cyber wars. Nations compete against each other online and virtually. And so if you are a nation that is not protecting a critical national infrastructure, that is a weak point for that nation through which you will be attacked. So every nation, as part of protecting the national infrastructure, includes the protection of its data. You cannot protect your data without rules. You can't do it. And you can't control who has access to the national bucket of data if you don't put some sort of framework around which to protect it. It is very important for nations to control their data and to manage it and to govern it. So to do that and to do it properly, you need to enact a law. You need to pass the law. And so the benefit in nations, the first benefit is that you can, when you pass the data protection law, then you can own your data as a critical national infrastructure, key asset that needs to be protected, just like you protect your people, just like you protect your health, your power, your sewage, you protect your data too, so that there are rules around what we can and we cannot do with it. Otherwise, your own people will let the data flow into the wrong hands, through which the nation can now be very much attacked. So for the nation, it is important to have the law. Now for institutions, if you are an institution that refuses to do data protection, very soon your competitors will take over your business. We talked already about transparency, trust, and transformation. If I don't trust my bank, I will move my money to the bank I trust. Because individuals can make decisions about how their data is safeguarded and protected, it directly impacts institutions, because customers make your business. Your data that you hold determines how profitable you are, or if you're talking about public sector, it determines how excellent the leadership is. If you don't have any customer base, if no service users are using your service, then you won't exist. The government will have no use to establish the institution. So every institution, private sector or public sector, needs to be doing something around data protection. And because the law, as it is written, empowers the individual to assert themselves under the law, there is a reasonable expectation of individuals for institutions and organizations to do the right thing with their data. Now, if you have competitors and you are actively doing something with the safeguarding of their data, whilst your competitor isn't, then it quickly becomes a differentiating factor on whether customers choose to come to you or go to your competitor. So one, it is a differentiating factor for competition in business. Different companies are now marketing themselves upon to customers on how well they do in data governance and how well they do in safeguarding the data. If it comes in the news tomorrow that you are hacked, it's equivalent to losing your customers, because customers have an expectation for their data to be protected. So it's a differentiating factor. Also, if you are a very serious and a good business decision maker, you want to know, with this valuable asset that you have, which is your data, you want to know how much of that do you have? How do you hold it? In what format? Where do you store it? Who has access to it? What does your customer has that is better than yours, that is making him do better? Or what do you have and how do you use it that makes you better than your competitor? You value your data, and so you have to have an oversight of what you hold. By doing data protection properly, we teach you how to do and how to hold and how to process data. We teach you things like data flow mapping. We want you to know how data flows in and out of your organization and how to store and secure it. We show you the best ways to secure the data. We show you how the best and the safest way to transfer it, how to do it so that your competitors don't steal your data and do other things with it. Then we help you to store the data in such a way that you can make better business decisions based on the data that you hold. Additionally, we show you how to file information so that access to information is easy and more efficient for your business. We show you what training to give to your staff so that the staff maximize the potential of the data. They can make better decisions when they are knowledgeable about the value of data and what you can do with the data. By training your staff, we give them the opportunity to give proper customer service to the people that you serve. By being more transparent about the data you hold, your customers are more happy with your business. And so you get more trusted than your competitors. Customers trust you more, and they are willing to invest more with you and to do more with your business. So for a business decision maker, doing data protection actually maximizes your opportunity to make more profit.
And so if you are a data controller or a business listening, you would be better off complying to the law by coming in to become data protection friendly than staying somewhere and be negligent.
Precisely. And that is where the world is moving. The decisions that are made in this digitized ecosystem are fast-paced and efficient. And if you are a decision maker that is not managing data properly and making the right decisions at the right time, you are left behind. You are left behind. The way we implement the privacy program is everything to make your data efficient and to maximize the potential of your business. That is the one side of it. The other side of it is we are now empowering the people on the streets, the individuals that you serve, to understand data protection enough to challenge your ecosystem. They will come to institutions and make demands of you that you must comply with by law. If you don't, then the individuals are empowered to start litigating with your company. If you go to court with an individual, we support them at the commission to litigate against you. You are found not compliant with your obligation. One, it's a reputational loss. Yes. You don't want all your competition finding that you've lost reputation. Repairing reputation is the most difficult thing to do in business. You can lose your business overnight. If you are a leader of an institution and you are found to be negligent with the obligations, it means that you are not an excellent leader. You are not making the right decisions that is positioning your company to excel. So then the reputation of the leader itself is at stake, and many leaders globally have lost their job when their company loses reputation because of lack of doing non-compliances. They lose their reputation, and the leaders lose their jobs automatically. So your career also is affected if you don't do data protection the right way, if you're a bad decision maker. So from the head of the institution to the bottom of the institution, everyone is impacted. Individuals in the organization that are trained properly to do data protection become very confident. They serve your customers better, they inform your customers better, they work better, they build better business relationships on behalf of the institution, because it creates transparency. Every staff member understands the purposes that the organization has. They know how the information is stored, they know where to find the information, they know why they hold the information, they know who has the information, they know who they are sharing information for, so they keep your customers more informed, your customers are happier, and that's how you excel in your business and make maximum profits.
Has the Commission thought of holding leaders rather than let's say the organization accountable for not making the decision?
Some of the prosecutions that we'll soon be making will not be prosecuting institutions. When we know of institutions that we have routinely informed to do the right thing and have not done, we go straight to prosecuting their leader as a negligent leader who has refused to comply with the obligations, and in so doing has led the whole institution to be non-compliant. So we are able to prosecute individual leaders of institutions if they are routinely non-compliant with our notices.
Interesting, very interesting. And so, as you've heard, leaders of organizations are rather going to be held accountable for not acting as a decision maker to doing what is right. We will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at data protection, information security, whether there's a difference or they are the same thing. We'll be right back.